Let's be honest. Marketing an e-commerce store can feel like a treadmill that you cannot get off. You're posting every day, you're writing captions at midnight, planning sales in the shower, and still wondering why your Shopify revenue is so unpredictable. I'm Lucy, and I've spent the last 10 years in marketing, ran a skincare brand that I scaled to 10,000 customers, and I've helped over 200 brands grow in the last 10 years. I've finally cracked the code to fixing this problem, literally. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what the 2025 AI approach to growing your Shopify store looks like. Most advice is you need consistency, templates, batching. You're going to use ChatGPT. And what actually happens for founders that are marketing e-commerce businesses is that they're burning out on content because you have to be publishing to social media all the time. You have to be writing emails all the time, refreshing your ad account all the time. And what happens when you're producing that much content is you end up becoming really reactive to the things that you actually need to be doing, like running promotions to drive growth. So when you run promotions to drive growth last minute, they don't have a lot of thoughts. They don't have a lot of strategy behind them. And also because you're burnt out from making so much marketing all of the time, you end up not being able to drive the performance that you really would like to. It's a never-ending wheel that perpetually needs more content from you. That's burnout. And a lot of people do that because they want to make more marketing to make more sales, but that actually doesn't reflect how marketing is truly going to help your business grow. Yeah? More marketing does not equal more sales. Better marketing equals sales. Let me show you what I'm building. Magic Marketer is the software I wish I had when I was trying to grow and scale my skincare brand. And later when I was drowning in client work inside of my agency. Back then, I was spending all hours of the day marketing the skincare brand and at least 60 hours per month per client, manually running marketing campaigns. And everything was custom created. The copy for the social media, the copy for the emails, the design for the emails, actually producing the creative, the strategy. We were building masterpieces every single month, but we were burnt out and we were running our team and ourselves ragged, and that's not a vibe. So I started building a system. Now that system is becoming Magic Marketer, which is what you can see. I'm going to take you through a walkthrough of this software in a demo version so you can see what it looks like and how it will market and grow your Shopify store. Step 1, it gets to know your business. We've built a smart onboarding flow that asks the kind of questions a senior marketing strategist would, right? As you can see in this demonstration, we go through so much good stuff. The actual brand mission, the brand vision, your core values, what your promise is to your customers. What are the key products that you want to focus on? What's your creative direction? Where do you visually want to take the brand? What your intellectual property is, who the customers are, what's your brand health, and then internal notes and things that are important about where you want to take your brand. As you know, I ran a skincare brand. It was called Treadmill, and I thought my audience was every woman who has skin. And that was the first mistake. When I looked deeper, our best customers were nurses, paramedics, and women working night shifts, people whose skin was taking a beating from long hours and stress. When I really defined that and got deeply into that, the single insight reshaped our entire messaging, our campaigns, and even the way we presented our product line. And it was a big part of how we were able to scale to 10,000 customers in 18 months. So Magic Marketer actually helps you surface those kinds of insights fast and not after 12 months of posting content and hoping something works. It's going to bolt into your Shopify store, assess what the product is and everything that you've told it about the brand so far and say, hey, I've noticed that these kinds of people are actually the kinds of people that are going to buy your product. Is that not the most powerful thing that you've ever heard of? Let's look at the next thing. So this one's really cool. Step 2, it builds campaigns, not content calendars. Now, most founders get told to post every single day on social media, but real growth doesn't just come from consistency alone. It comes from campaigns, time-bound, story-driven marketing sprints designed to drive sales at key windows of opportunity. That part is really important. So inside Magic Marketer, the AI takes your business data and gives you a menu of strategic campaign ideas based on what's likely to work based on your business's trading history. That's really important. Every single Shopify brand that I've worked on in the last 10 years has had a unique trading cycle that you can see inside of your Shopify store revenue analytics history. So let's say that your business has a peak season in Q4, which is very common, and it also has a peak season in Q2. So all of your marketing would be designed around those peak seasons. You're going to capitalize commercially in Q4 and Q2 by doing a certain kind of marketing, which is what we call sales campaigns. And then in the other quarters, you're going to focus on building your databases and building more leverage so that those two peak periods explode. It will suggest peak campaigns around those periods and build out the marketing assets to go with them. It's not just post a reel. It's not just here's 20 ChatGPT prompts. Good luck. It's let's run a high margin bundle because historically this is how your business has traded and this is what's going to convert best and what the customers have bought historically. It's also going to create all of the marketing related to what your objective is. So if we're in a slump season and it's not your high season, we're going to be focusing on brand awareness, lead generation, really building up your audience so that when you get to a peak season, it's time to make money. And everything is tracked inside of Magic Marketer too. So you can see how each of the emails are performing, how the social media posts are performing, what that looks like, what stage it's up to, and basically all the copy associated with it and the target performance. Tell me it's good, because I think it's really good. Step 3, it studies your business's cash cycle so that your marketing is always designed about what's going to be the most effective for your business. And one of the biggest problems that I see in the last 10 years of working with founders on their businesses from anywhere from 0 to over $1 million in sales. Some of my biggest clients have been over $20 million plus Australian retail organizations, is that founders are often marketing reactively, right? So you feel a dip in sales, you panic launch something. But great brands don't react, they predict and they plan. Great brands don't react, they predict and they plan, right? They plan for big injections and then they spend the in-between planning for the next injection. Magic Marketer really utilizes that information about your cash cycle through your Shopify data. And it basically plots out your marketing over a year. So it basically plots out your marketing over a year and hooks it directly to the cash in your business. Think of it like a marketing calendar that's actually designed to make money. I had a client with a $15 million turnover. When we aligned their marketing with their cash cycle for a period of 2 years, we were able to double their Christmas sales and triple their Easter sales on those 2 key promotions without spending more on ads, just by tying the marketing to the cash cycle inside their business. That's wild. That's how powerful this is. So the secret wasn't doing more marketing, it was doing it at the right time. And that's what Magic Marketer helps you do. Step 4, it helps you perform, then repeat. So one of the biggest mistakes that I see agencies, small businesses, and even big businesses make with their marketing is that they start the marketing from scratch every single year. It shouldn't be like that because the amount of manpower, the labor involved in producing marketing, it is expensive. And AI is not yet at the standard where we can replace the roles of marketers. So that investment, rather than thinking of it as that's just the cost of business, think of it as an investment into an asset that can really drive your business year on year and almost becomes like a piece of infrastructure that you develop over a number of years. And it's a system for producing more money. So after every campaign, Magic Marketer actually stores your marketing, right? So let's take a look at the calendar for the demo. Now you can see that these are all in the past, and you would be basically say, okay, in my high season, I have, I always run a sale in this period of the year. That's always the same every single year. We don't make that marketing from scratch every single year. We update our creative, of course, because we're always improving our creative production. And we might have new models, we might have new products, we might have a better camera or better lighting, anything like that. So we refresh the creative, but we don't remake the marketing every single year because we know without changing anything inside of this block of marketing, based on what it produced last year, it produces $150,000. Why would you change that? Why would you remake that, right? We would never do that if we're manufacturing products. So why would we do that if we're manufacturing money by making marketing? So the premise of Magic Marketer is that you store that block of marketing from your sales campaign. And then you revisit it in the new year and you refresh it. You take a look at the copy and go, okay, well, that's not quite right. We're not going to do quite that same offer, but we're going to tweak this slightly. But this messaging isn't quite right. We would never call it the summer sale again. We've decided to brand it. But this is fine. Like, we can just tweak this slightly and then it's good to go. Forget about remaking marketing every year, store it and elevate it. The other really big perk of this is that you can see every single piece of marketing and its performance associated with the dollar and the rest of the store. So if an email was particularly successful, you wouldn't really want to change the structure of that email. You wouldn't really want to change the structure of that email too much. You would want to keep it the same because look at how well this did for you this last year. It's all about infrastructure and it's all about getting the most return for the investment that you make in your marketing team and your marketing efforts. And next year, you can run the same campaign, but better. Now, I've seen brands who do this, who grow 50 to 100% year on year using the same campaign without increasing ad spend, just by refining and optimizing that block of marketing. Here's the thing, you shouldn't have to be the marketer that is running yourself into the ground to grow your store. When I was running my agency, I realized that the best performing marketing wasn't a guess, it was a prediction about on a wheel that you had already built the previous year. You run 3 to 4 peak sales campaigns per year. You spend the rest of a year refilling your database, building your audience, putting more people in front of your brand, and then you capitalize on when it is easiest to make money. So Magic Marketer actually gives you the system to do that. It does all the work for you. It basically does all the work for you without the $120,000 salary of a strategist, without the 60 hours of labor, and without the burnout. It's not just a software. It's a new way of growing an e-commerce brand in 2025. And you can check it out at Magic Marketer. Okay. Software is in early stage development. I would say it's in demo mode. We have quite a bit of coding to do on the back end. The front end exists. We are looking for an early stage round of beta testers who are willing to work closely with me, get support with me on their e-commerce stores as if I was being paid to consult as a senior strategist for your business, and help me build out basically the software so that it's a really amazing product for you and your brand. And we are going to take a tiny cohort of people, I'm talking a handful of people to work with, just so we can get this initial product right and get it really helpful and useful so that more brands can grow their stores effectively without necessarily having to rely on ad spend. I'm so excited. And as you can tell, I'm so excited to share it with the world.